In this video, I'm going to be ranking the best centers in NBA 2K22 My Team. As you guys can see on the screen, we have a tier list ranking from S all the way down to D tier, and S tier is going to be my top 5 centers in the game. The first center on the tier list is going to be Dark Matter Artist Gilmore. I'm not sure if he's a top 5 center. I don't think he is, but he is definitely going to be number 6 or number 7, so he is going to go in the A tier. Artist is still a pretty good center, 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan. I will say his jump shot is a little bit baited and a little bit slow, and he obviously doesn't have good dribble sigs, but overall for a defender, right, being good on the offensive end and being good on the defensive end, I think Artist Gilmore is one of the best centers in the game. Next center is going to be Bill Lambert. I'm really tempted to put him in D tier, but I'm going to throw him in C tier. He's an okay center, but man, that jump shot on Bill Lambert is just terrible in my opinion. Also, if you guys want to run Bill Lambert, I'd recommend running him at power forward over center, because overall, I mean, the card's okay on the defensive end, but 6'11" isn't small for the center position, but it'd be nice if you're like 7'1" or 7'2". And like I said, the big problem with Bill Lambert is going to be the jump shot. Even though it's on very quick release timing, it is still a super hard jump shot at the time, and it is still super baited. Next center in the game is going to, or next center on the tier list is probably going to be the best center in the game, and that is going to be the new Dark Matter Taco Fall. Me personally, I will say I still think Yao Ming is a little bit better. Now you guys can let me know in the comment section down below, who do you guys think the best center is, Taco Fall or Yao Ming? But looking at Taco here, he's obviously a center, 7'6" tall with an 8'4" wingspan. I mean, this man Taco Fall all around is just an incredible center. 82 speed, 82 3 ball. It's very good for someone who's this tall. Obviously gonna have a great wingspan. His jump shot's actually pretty good for a Taco card. Base 47 Kobe Bryant upper on very quick release timing is gonna be a very good jump shot. And then obviously he's just gonna be a super cheese ball, man. 7'6" on the offensive end, gonna play amazing defense, and honestly he looks about 8 foot in game. Boban is gonna be the next center on the tier list, and I'm gonna throw him in C tier. He's just a very tall center, which is obviously good to have, but I don't think he's gonna be in B tier. Next center is gonna be David Robinson. Is he a top 5 center? I think he will be. I mean, you guys should know what David Robinson gets into now, because I think, you know, there's guys like Taco that are better, there's guys like Yao Ming that are better, and there's 2 other guys we'll talk about that I think are better than David Robinson. But I think he might be the number 5 center in the game. He's 7'1" tall, 7'5" wingspan. He's gonna be a very good overall center, and like I said, you guys should know by now. He came up March 4th. That was almost 3 months ago. You guys should know by now what David Robinson can do. Dikembe Mutombo, like in my opinion, I think D-Rob is better than Dikembe at the center position, but the guy I was talking about is the Dark Matter Kristaps Porzingis. I do think he is going to be an S tier, and I do think he's a little bit better than D-Rob. Kristaps used to be the center in the game, used to be the best center in the game until we got that Dark Matter glitched Yao Ming, but Kristaps is still very good, man. 7'3" tall, 7'6" wingspan. He's going to have a 95 3 ball, 94 mid-range. He's not going to play the best defense, but I find in game he plays a lot better defense than his stats and badges show, and he obviously has tons and tons of good Hall of Fame shooting badges like blinders, catch and shoot, corner specialist, deadeye, limitless, spot up, right? All these good Hall of Fame shooting badges. He does have a very good jump shot on quick release timing. So Kristaps is a top 5 center in my opinion. Next center on the tier list is going to be Galaxy Opal Dino Raja. I think he's a way better power forward, so if you guys want to run Dino, run him at the 4, but I do think he is going to be a B tier center. Next center is going to be Patrick Ewing at the center position. I don't think he's as good as Artist Gilmore or Dikembe Mutombo, but at the power forward position, he's actually very good. So for center, I'm going to put him in B tier. Next center on the tier list is going to be Galaxy Opal Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm going to have him in high B tier. He is really good at the center position, obviously, but like again, I do think he's better at power forward. There's a lot of centers in the game right now. They're just way better at power forward than they are at the center position. I think my team in like 2K needs to add so many more centers into the game. I feel like it's the position that has the least amount of players, like at least the amount of good cards in the game. Obviously there's Taco, there's Yao, there's Kristaps, and there's some other guys who are really good, but I feel like after that, a lot of the guys are just better power forward. So we'll talk about that later in the video as well, but I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon, still a pretty good center. He is going to be in B tier. Hassan Whiteside, really not the biggest fan of this card. He is, I think, the token market for this season, the Galaxy Opal one. I mean, he is 7 foot tall with a 7'7" wingspan, but only having a 77 3 ball and not a good jump shot at all on normal release timing. I mean, if you guys want a big that's going to play defense and grab rebounds, That's pretty much all this card can do, so I'm gonna throw him in C tier. Next center is gonna be this Jim Chones card. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. He's another guy that's just way better at the power forward position. He's 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. I will say overall this card's actually really good. This jump shot is pretty decent for a center or a power forward. Only a 79 3 ball, but like I said, does have a way better jump shot. And then just all around for a pretty cheap card, gonna go for like 3,000 MT. He's gonna be a great value center, but like I said, way better at the power forward position. Next power forward center is gonna be Nikola Jokic. Like again, once again, another better power forward than a center. So you guys are kind of picking up what I'm saying right now. A lot of these centers that I'm showing on the tier list are just way better at the power forward position. Like everybody in B tier right now is a good center. They're very good centers. Not saying any of them are bad, but a lot of them are just better at the power forward position. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, though, he is a very good center. I do think he is in the top 5, so he is going to be in the S tier for me. So if I had to rank my top centers right now, because you guys pretty much know my top 5 centers in S tier, it would probably be, you know, Taco 1, Yao 2, Kristaps 3, Kareem 4, and then probably D-Rob at number 5. So those are my top 5 centers in the game. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7'2" with a 7'5" wingspan. I mean, this card's super good on the defensive end. 96 interior, 95 block, 92 steal, 90 perimeter defense. He's going to be super fast as well, 91 speed, has a 95 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk. Amazing rebounder, tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges. My biggest flaw with the card, though, is going to be the 79 3 ball, with not the best jump shot in my opinion. Some people I know love this jump shot and think Kareem's jump shots is super easy to time, but me personally, not the biggest fan. So that's gonna be my biggest flaw with Kareem, but other than that, he's still a top 5 center in the game. Nate Thurman, I'm gonna throw in A tier. Once again, way better at the power forward position, but Nate is still a very good, very good center. Next center is gonna be Ralph Sampson. I'm gonna throw Rick Smith in here as well, because I mean, Rick Smith and Ralph Sampson are pretty much the exact same cards. I'll just show you guys Rick Smith because he came out, you know, earlier. I would say Rick Smith is a little bit better than Ralph Sampson. They're about the same height, about the same wingspan. But the thing about Rick Smith that makes him better than Ralph Sampson is going to be the base 22 jump shot on quick release timing, which is a way better jump shot than whatever Ralph Sampson has. So Rick Smith, Ralph Sampson, both going to be B tier centers. Next centers on the tier list is going to be Invincible Shaquille O'Neal. He's obviously going to be in the highest tier of A, but for me personally, I would much rather David Robinson at center than a guy like Shaq or than a guy like Wilt Chamberlain. You guys can disagree with that obviously, but in my opinion, I think Wilt and Shaq are like the 6th and 7th best center in the game. Next center here is going to be James Wiseman. Honestly, not the biggest fan of him. You can maybe argue he should be in B tier, but I really do not like that James Wiseman card. And then obviously, like I said, guys, the last center in the game, like the last center, the best center in the game, in my personal opinion, is going to be Yao Ming. So Yao Ming number 1, Taco number 2, Kristaps number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 4, and then David Robinson number 5. Let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change up on my tier list? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.